Hello everyone and welcome to EVE Talk, your weekly look at the EVE Online markets. I'm your host, delonewolf, and this might be a bit of a strange episode this week because we're right in the middle of Jita Burn 2, organized by the goons, who are mostly targeting freighters that are well stupid enough to still come with full hulls over here in Jita. So this might actually have an impact on quite a lot of stuff on the trading as well. So let's sit down and let's have a quick look at the state of the market. As well, that picture right there is pretty close, as ganks are continuously being done right here in Jita. So I'll have a quick look at the minerals, although I don't expect these to have a really big impact, or to be impacted a lot by Jita Burn at the moment. Titanium holding just above 550, if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a quick look at prices. Yeah, buy orders 546, sell orders 556, just around 550. Next one, pyrite. 14 ISK for the buyers. That's going to be just a little bit above 14 for the sellers. Yeah, 1410, 1412, something like that. So that's looking like it's flattening off. Let's have a quick look at Mixalon then. And that looks like it's still going down. Man, that's actually pretty bad. 45.34 for the sellers. It's been above 60 ISK for quite a while, so yeah, Mixalon has taken quite a beating already, and it doesn't look to me like it's done dropping just yet. I'm not sure if it'll ever get close to 40, but it does look on the 20-day moving average and the 5-day moving average staying below that, that Mixalon still has a way down. Let's have a quick look at Noxium then. That one's slowly rising. Back above 800 ISK. Isogen, pretty flat, just below 150, so that one's actually still doing decently. Megasite, where are you? Going up. Alright, that's actually decently interesting. The rare minerals like Megasite and Zydrine probably going up as well. Yeah, these are going up. Not sure what could be impacting them so much, but there's definitely a big difference between the very common minerals such as titanium, pyrite and megasite, which are going down, compared to the rare ones like Zydrine and megasite, which are definitely going up right now. Might be market speculation or something like that, but it's pretty interesting to see this. And for high-sec miners, that's pretty damn bad news, because our efficiency keeps dropping. So for the thick ones, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for some of the ships that are used quite a lot. What do you mean nothing found on the trasher? I guess I'll just have to go and browse some ships then. Actually, let's go for destroyer standard. I know I've seen a lot of catalysts as well. Really bad chart here. Although that does look like a data point at almost 3 million that actually was used. Well, if I look at this, station sellers 2.8 million, jumps 1 to 3 jumps around 2.5 million. So yeah, I would say that the catalyst's gone up because of Jita Burn. Let's have a quick look if I can see anything on 3-month chart. No, just a big uptick. Well, actually, look at the average prices right here. They're between 1 and 2 million at around 1.5. Sell orders 2.8 to 2.5. So yeah, something definitely happened. And next week's chart is probably going to be pretty interesting for the ganking ships like the Catalyst. If I'm not mistaken, the Thrasher, oh, it's with an H right there. That's my mistake. Yeah, that's looking pretty similarly. Chart normally around 1.2 million. Let's have a look at prices. In station 1.5 million, 1.3, so not as big an impact as the Catalyst. That's pretty interesting. Other very popular ganking ships are battle cruisers. Let's see if the Talos That chart doesn't really give away anything. Let's have a look at a 1 year chart. Oh, it's amazingly going down quite a bit. I haven't kept an eye on the tallows too closely because I'm not really producing them at any appreciable numbers. Yeah, that feels like it's going down, but still above 80 million. Let's have a quick look at prices here. No big impact here. Still around 80 million. That looks pretty normal. Let's have a look at the Tornado, which should be extremely popular as well. Prices, well, 78 million here, buy orders of 69. That's a pretty big gap. Chart at around 70 million. Yeah. So the Tornado definitely got an impact from Jita Burn right there, with sell prices at almost 80 million compared to the normal at around 70. And so too has the Galente Destroyer, Standard Destroyer, Galente, the Catalyst as well. That's almost 1 million higher than what it normally is, more than that even in Jita itself. And yeah, that's that's quite a lot of money. That's more than doubling your money, or pretty much doubling your money on catalysts at the moment. That's pretty damn amazing. So yeah, Jita Burn definitely an impact on Tech 1 ships. Let's actually not go for the. Well, I'll have a quick look at the Tech 2s, the Guardian chart, probably. 1 year chart. Yeah, look at how stable that is compared to what it was before last year, with those big upswings. That's pretty disappointing, but in Iona I saw an interesting ships, namely the Marauders, if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a quick look at some of these charts. That's pretty bad looking chart. That's a pretty bad looking chart. And then the Vargur. Well, there is more medium turn. It's something I just discovered myself by checking it out a little bit closer to the Dixie. But there are quite a lot of medium turn variations in these Marauder battleships. They are very expensive, granted, around 1 billion. But it's pretty bad to see here. But we are talking right here 0.8 billion and then above 1 billion. That's 200 million on a single ship and possibly on a single trade. Average time between these big swings, September, November, what would that be? 2 to 3 months, something like that. So I would call this a pretty interesting market for medium term investment. They are very expensive, that is definitely true. And look at the Vargur at 0.8 billion at the moment, but historically speaking over the last year it's actually pretty low. And it's not impossible in my opinion, just look at the 5-day moving average right there, spiking up right at the tail end, that this one could go to 0.9 billion in the next few months, and maybe to 1 billion at some point later in the year. So yeah, that's just an alternative that I found, I think, to the trading on Tech 2 ships, which is not looking too healthy at the moment. Well, actually look at this absolution chart. Looks like there might be some opportunities in that. So let's have a look at the Damnation chart. There are some variation. Just look at that 5-day moving average spike here. Nighthawk, not really liking that chart. Vultures looks pretty stable. Some variation, but not too much. Look at the Astarte chart here again. Way up again. I think, is there news about changes to command ships? Haven't really seen any of that, but it's still possible. Look at the EOS chart. These are nice trader charts though. Haven't seen that as much anymore in the logistics cruisers. I suspect that is because they now have competition from their Tech 1 variants. So yeah, command ships, I'd say for short term, some of them look like you could make some good deals on them. Medium term, have a look at the Marauders. Actually, those can swing a few 100 million very easily, which I think is pretty good for a medium term trade, although you need quite a bit of ISK in order to get into them. Let's have a quick look then at melted nano ribbons. That one's still going up. Nope, 5-day moving average looks like it's no need stop. Let's have a quick look. 5.4 for the buyers, 5.7 for the sellers. Yeah, it's no need stop. I think we've seen sell orders above 6 million, but it looks like it's going to correct now. which is pretty interesting. I have no idea why we've had this uptrend movement. If anyone has any ideas, feel free to inform me. We know that there are some improvements to bosses for wormhole dwellers where they'll need less boss modules. So I would expect perhaps that the fuels are these are have some motion here at the tail end. Interestingly enough, this might actually be Jita Burn interdiction sort of stuff. Speculation, so I don't think that the boss changes will have a big impact on the fuel blocks just yet. But for the tech trees, well, life in wormholes is going to be a little bit more easy on the boss front because of the changes. They'll be able to just get it done as well in C6s and C5s on less modules, so probably not less fuels because that just depends on the tower size. But it might just mean a bit stabler supply from wormhole space. But again, I'm not sure why we had this uptrend, which does seem to have come to an end now. If you had been able to sell your melted nanoribbons at 6 million, I think you'd have done a pretty good deal right there. So that's Tech 3. Anything else? Technetium still dropping, amazingly enough, 60k now. Although a bit more stable at the end again, but I think that's speculation on the industrial rebalancing coming in Evoline Odyssey. I'm very surprised by that, considering the rest of the chart. It went from 200k to 60k, so that's been a pretty bad year for Technetium actually. Yeah, I don't know. It's always been considered a stable income for large nullsec alliances. Are they dumping continuously more and more of their Technetium, expecting that the gravy train is ending and taking all the ISK they can? It's possible, I just don't know. But from this chart it looks like very, very low for Technetium. And I will end up with Plex, which still seems to be going pretty horizontally, pretty stably at around 510, maybe just above that on average. Sell orders 514, 515, yeah, 515, buy orders 504.5. So yeah, the buying opportunity was definitely below 500 million, and that bottom was called correctly by one of my viewers, where I put it at around 550. And for now it looks like a sideways movement, but I do expect this to go up as we draw closer to the expansion, and especially as the expansion starts, when people give it a try and want to extend their game time with Plexes. So yeah, just a quick look at the Evoline markets at the moment. We definitely have impact on a few select ships from Jita Burn. The very common minerals continue to drop. I'd say fast trading, look at the command ships at the moment. I thought those charts looks pretty interesting. Medium trading, maybe look at the marauders. Those could swing quite a lot over a few months. And yeah, my long range trading is definitely in the Plex still at the moment. 505, 515 for the sellers. I still think that's pretty low, and I think we'll see this go back up as we approach the summer expansion. Anyways, that's it for this Eve Talk, guys, and I'll see you all next time.